Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Join us for the latest in news, views, and conversation with community leaders. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well Dressed Walrus, and Spokane Firefighters Local 29. Now, put your finger on the Pulse of Spokane.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on the Pulse of Spokane. Okay, so we are taking the Pulse on the road this summer, and so starting next week, we're actually going to be out and about in the community. We're going to be downtown in Riverfront Park, and we're going to be interviewing guests outside, and like I said, all throughout the community. So we're really looking forward to that, and we hope you'll join us. Even though we won't be in the studio, we're still going to bring you great quality conversations and content here on the Pulse of Spokane. And we have a great show lined up for you today. We are going to talk with Congresswoman Cathy McMorris Rodgers and hear a legislative update from her. And then we're going to talk with Mike Muglia from Roof Maxx. And then we're going to top things off with Otto Klein, the Senior Vice President at the Spokane Indians. And we're actually going to have a giveaway as well for the Spokane Indians. So all of that and more when we come back. But first, let's go to Studio B with Kent and Congresswoman Cathy McMorris Rodgers.
To help you be safe, Washington state law requires you to call 811 2 full business days before you plan, for example, to dig, drill, plow, pull from, or pound anything into the ground. Be prepared to provide the operator with the correct address, cross street, and the description of your work. You must mark the dig area with white paint. The operator will inform you of the utilities notified of your impending excavation. Wait for all their marks. Be safe and dig with care.
The economy is getting stronger, banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Well, I'm pleased to have Cathy McMorris Rodgers, our representative from the 5th District here today. Cathy, welcome back to Spokane.
It's great to be here, always.
The best Washington,
oh,
right?
Absolutely, hands down. D.C. is a great place to visit.
Visit, yeah.
But this is the place you want to live. We have a great quality of life. And don't ever take that for granted. And we're going into the best months of the year.
Absolutely.
July and August.
Yes.
And these are...
And we'll see more of you during the summertime,
right.
won't we? It's funny how you make it back out here during the summer.
Well, Congress takes the August recess.
Yes.
Which... That's because no one wants to be in Washington, D.C. in August. And before air conditioning.
It's a little humid, is it?
Yes. They endure August, where we live for August.
Absolutely.
They have tunnels under the Capitol to the House office buildings. They don't go outside because there's so many bugs and it's humid and hot.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Yeah, perspire like crazy just walking across the street.
It's true.
You know, it really is. Well, hey, kind of like what's up? You've been working on a teaching health center here in the Spokane area. And what's that about and how is that going?
Right. Well, so... so just introduced the legislation to extend the teaching health centers across the country, but including the one here in Spokane.
Good.
This one is becoming it's almost a national model.
What
is being built right here on the university campus.
Yes.
This is the residency program. So this is we're excited about the medical schools. Doctors need to do a residency.
Yes.
And this is providing the residencies in primary care, OBGYN, internal medicine, psychiatry, some of those areas that we need doctors.
Yes.
This is the residency program attached to that. And wherever a doctor does their residency, they're more likely to stay.
Exactly. We want them to stay here.
And we want them to stay here.
Absolutely.
And we have huge needs. So this is a program that is committed to placing the doctors in these fields that are desperately needed in rural and underserved areas. I'm partnering with Democrat Congressman out of California, Raul Ruiz, we're leading this legislation this year. In last Congress, I led this legislation. But there's a partnership between the Teaching Health Center here locally, Providence, WSU, UW, the VA, And it's really an important piece in meeting the healthcare needs in this community, as well as in the rural areas. And it is, with it, eventually is going to come more research dollars and just continue to build the healthcare
Just think
community
what's happened in the last 5 to 10 years. And do you know where all of this, the not the U City, but the university district started? Do you know what was first brought up?
Tell me.
Wendell Satry, who was Washington Water Power chairman of the board, and I worked for him way back 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
And he was the exiting chairman of the board for the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And with my duties was to set up the luncheon and everything else, and he said, I want you to see the speech I'm going to give because the media is going to come talk to me afterwards, and I want you to be aware of it, right?
That's great.
And I read it and went, oh Lord. It's from that Genesis 25, 30 years ago. Look what we have now.
Isn't that amazing?
The research, the schools that are together, the universities.
Yes.
It's a happening thing.
Yes, and it
really
started
is.
with that idea.
Yes, yes.
You know, the power of an idea.
Yes. And it was a challenge to the community.
Oh, yes.
To come together in downtown Spokane,
Yes.
EWU, WSU, Whitworth, and all of that. And look what we have now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a tribute to Wendell and everyone that was a part of that.
Yeah.
You know, my father-in-law, David Rodgers, was mayor of Spokane during 1974.
Yes.
And he tells a similar story of
Yes.
it was the community that came together and said, we're going to do that. We want to host Expo right here in Spokane.
Yes, yes.
And it was community and
They made
business
it
leaders
happen.
that said, we're going to figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to celebrate
Yes.
those and also to challenge us that now it's
What's the
our
next?
time. Yeah, to keep thinking about those ideas and not wait for someone else.
Yeah.
But it's us here deciding what we want for our community and then getting involved and making it happen.
And speaking of that, you participated this morning in the Geiger road and all of that.
That's
and
right.
Some of it's federal dollars, state dollars, and so forth.
Exactly.
And that's bringing the Amazon. It's bringing an electric car building.
Right. Mullen. Yes.
I mean, start to think of all that when the government steps up and puts dollars out there to do some of the infrastructure that we so need.
Yeah, well, this is the public-private partnership.
Right.
This is, and it was a great celebration today. So last year in Spokane County, there were nearly 9,000 new jobs in
Yes.
Spokane County
Yes.
last year. That doesn't count. That doesn't include Amazon, Mullen,
No.
all these. So we are on pace to exceed that number.
Yeah.
So we were celebrating the Geiger development there. It was $5.7 million grant,
Right.
a bill grant. Again, it was the local community that said we needed this.
Yes.
The state came on board, said it was a priority.
Right.
And then at the federal level, we were able to advocate. And Amazon was there. You know, that building it's 2.5 million square feet. It's double.
That's kind of big.
Double Northtown. It's
Yeah.
going to be the largest building in Spokane County, right?
Yes.
You know, you
Yes.
think.
And pretty decent paying jobs.
Yes.
You know, and easy to get to and all of that. You've been visiting Spokane this week, as all Congress is for Memorial Week
Right.
and so forth. I've read nothing but very positive comments on your speeches out at Liberty Lake and
good.
other places. You're married to a former Navy man,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How important is remembering our fallen?
Oh, it was an honor for me to be able to join these community celebrations in honor of those who've served. And on Memorial Day,
Yes.
it's honoring those who gave their lives.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
gave
no more sacrifice than that.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. So that we can enjoy the freedoms that we do today. And and I'm proud to be married to Brian, who served for 26 years in the Navy.
Yes.
You know, volunteered put on the uniform to defend our country. And Memorial Day, it was such a beautiful day here.
Yes.
And then I was out in Liberty Lake, where the Liberty Lake Rotary was sponsoring the pancake breakfast, and hundreds of people.
Did you cook?
I certainly ate.
Okay.
And then going out to Medical Lake.
Yes.
And the cemetery there.
Veterans, yes.
Again, the Veterans Cemetery. Again, it was an idea.
Yes.
You know, that 15, 20 years ago, they said, we want, and now you think about, there were hundreds, I guess there were 1,500 people there.
Right.
All what that means to our community, a place where that final resting place, and so.
I don't know if it's just me, but it seemed this year on Facebook and other social media that we celebrated and honored more of the fallen on Memorial Day than we have in the past few years. And I hope that was statistically true, but it seemed to me like there was more of the positive notes out there, if you will, and comments on those who have really given all for our freedom.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Well, we can never do enough or say thank you enough. I was also down at Fairfield.
Yes.
You know, Fairfield, small town,
Right.
where a local guy, community leader,
Yes.
has built this wall in Fairfield, a memorial wall to everyone in that community who has served.
Nice.
And
nice.
and again, you know, he had this idea and he's doing it.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful ceremony to recognize and celebrate. And there's so many that we have lost. You know, we were honoring World War II,
Yes.
Korean, Vietnam, you know, just and then the more local wars also. Just last week, we held in Washington. I co-chair the Military Family Caucus with Sanford Bishop. So he's Democrat out of Georgia, and we've done this for several years. And it's putting a microphone in front of military families just to bring to the forefront the challenges that they face. Because when someone joins the military, it's not just a
the
job.
whole family.
It's the whole family.
In fact, it's probably hardest on those left behind.
I agree.
You know, it really
I agree.
is.
And we're making progress, but there's still more that needs to be done. Last week we held a forum in Washington, D.C., the Military Family Caucus did, but it was on veteran suicide.
Yeah.
We are losing today 20 veterans every day. That's our average. 20
That's
veterans every day are committing suicide. And it's just mind-boggling.
Yes.
And that's down from what was 22. But
That's not down far enough to
no.
zero.
And so really, as a community, you know, to come alongside those, to make sure that we are expressing our appreciation.
We can't do enough.
Yes.
That really is the answer. Kathy, thank you for joining me. We're out of time. I know that's hard between myself and a politician, right? That we can fill up the time. Funny how it works that way. Hey, thanks for watching. Collin, you're up next.
All right, thanks for joining us, Congresswoman. And we're going to take a quick look at the weather, but when we come back, we're going to be with Mike Muglia from Roof Restore. Stay with us.
Good afternoon, Spokane. Today we have some of that beautiful sun over us with a high of 80 degrees. It will be in the 70s and getting very sunny as we progress throughout the week. During nighttime, we are going to see the temperatures drop down a little to the high 50s with some clear skies overhead as we go into the weekend. Some clouds and sun over in Coeur d'Alene today with a high of 79 and a low of 49, and also some sunny clouds in the valley with a high of 78 and a low of 51.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Welcome to Tom Sawyer Country Coffee.
Tom Sawyer Country Coffee only roasts the finest organic coffee for our signature blends. Enjoy a cup at our coffee shop and local businesses and organizations across the region.
I'm Tom Sawyer and we choose the Pacific Northwest.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
So I am joined now with Mike Muglia from Roof Restore. And, you know, Mike, you are actually just starting this kind of roof business, what now, 2 months?
Yes, we're Roof Maxx, and the distributorship is 2 months. We've been roofing since 2004.
And so this product that we're talking about, Roof Maxx, it kind of increases the life expectancy of an existing roof. So what's so special about it, and how does it work?
Okay, so it's an asphalt shingle product.
Okay.
So it's not going to work on metal roofs or cedar shake, nothing like that. This is to restore the asphalt shingles. So with what it is a lot like you seal a road, and that there's, there's a thing called thermo shock, which is a roof will get to up to 140 degrees, and then it'll rain, it'll drop down to 60, 70 degrees, and then as soon as it starts heating up again, it'll get back up there 120, 140. So what that causes is there's essential oils, there's essential petroleum oils in all of the shingles. Okay. And what happens is that leaks, breaks up, you stop getting the oil and the flexibility in that shingle. This product is an all-natural soy-based product that replenishes those petroleum oils with a biodegradable, great for the environment alternative. You don't have to tear off the roof.
Right.
You don't have to fill up the landfills. I mean, shoot, there's 10% of all of our landfills are from construction. The 10% of the construction waste is roofing material.
Right.
And you have 12 or 11 million tons of shingles that you're ripping off every year. And this leaves that on there, replaces the oils, and gives it almost back to its original state.
And so we were mentioning that this does increase the life expectancy of the existing roof. How many years are we talking about here?
Well, we have a guarantee on the product. Okay. So one application guarantees 5 years of an extension.
Right.
And we know that we can apply it 3 different times.
Okay.
So you're truly looking at,
15, 17 years.
Yes, absolutely.
To the existing roofs.
To the existing roof that's already there.
That's incredible.
Yeah, as long as it qualifies. I mean, if you're seeing if all the granulars are gone,
right,
and there's they're curled up and you really need to replace the roof.
Right.
This isn't going to. It's not the miracle cure. Okay. This is a lot like conditioning for your hair or oil for your skin.
Right.
And it's a maintenance product.
Sure.
But it's I compare a lot. You have your Hostess Twinkie. It went out of business, and then when it came back, it got a little smaller. Got a little bit more expensive.
Right.
Well, petroleum prices are so expensive that the roof shingle itself is also diminishing in size and becoming a little bit more expensive. So your 30-year shingles that were put on 30 years ago are heavier than the shingles that are coming out now.
Okay.
So if you're able to revitalize and replace that, or revitalize and restore that shingle instead of replacing it, not only do you have longer life to your roof, but you actually have a better product.
Right. And so is this product even cheaper than putting on a new roof entirely?
Yes. It's a fraction of the cost.
Okay.
In fact, when I started figuring it out, it will cost you just about as much to tear the roof off, just to rip the roof off, as it will to have us come and put this on.
That's incredible. And so how did this product kind of come to be? I know you were talking before the show went on about the hurricanes and kind of the process of that. So explain that to us a little bit.
So with the hurricanes, what we were talking about is that was just my own story of how we got into roofing. When the hurricanes hit Florida in 2004, I believe it was, we went down there and started helping. That's where we started learning what was going on.
Right.
So what this product is, these guys, they had Roof Maxx. Were they were a couple of brothers that were contractors and roofers, and they started recognizing what was going on in the industry. They started recognizing what was going on in the environment.
Okay.
And they came up with an environmental friendly product to extend what they were doing, and they got completely out of the roofing industry and moved into this avenue.
Okay.
And
so how did you hear about this product, or what made you
a funny story
decide, okay, I'm going to start distributing this and selling this, because like you said, you were in the roofing business. So what made you decide to get into this?
So actually, I've done a lot of hurricane work, a lot of disaster relief. Down in California, they had the fires last year, the camp fires. I was actually currently down there helping with a FEMA project.
Okay.
And my partner called me from Spokane and says, Mike, I've got this, I've been researching this company, and it's really on the cutting edge, and I want you to partner in with me. So I left California and took a leave maybe until wintertime when I can't do this. And we started on Easter weekend. We debuted. We bought the distributorship, which is also turning into a franchise.
Sure.
And went to town educating people.
That's incredible. And because it is such a new product, many people don't know about this yet. But it really is a great solution to, if your existing roof's in pretty good shape, the shingles aren't necessarily bent and it's time for a new one, you can increase that life expectancy. That is a huge selling point to folks at home.
To folks at home, and also to those selling their homes, realtors. Plenty of. I was a realtor here in 2007 and 2008, and plenty of my sales went down the tubes because the roof wasn't good.
They don't want to put a new roof on.
They don't want to put a new roof on. They don't want to put that expense.
Right.
So from that standpoint, we can help a lot of sales go through that way too.
That's great, Mike. And how can people contact you?
They can give me a call. We've got our website at roofrestorepros.com.
Okay.
Or they can call me at 509-570-4958.
All right, great. Mike, thanks so much for coming on. And when we come back, we are going to be with Otto Klein, Senior Vice President of the Spokane Indians, and we're going to have a special couple giveaways. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Well, this is Loomsday in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Bloomsday.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved. We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Bloomsday wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in second grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
So I am here with Otto Klein, the Senior Vice President of the Spokane Indians. And Otto, first of all, the Indians have been in town for a long time now. So tell us a little bit about the history of the Indians here in town.
Sure. Well, the nice thing about the Spokane Indians, we've been here for over 117 years. So,
wow.
So not many businesses in Spokane, not
right.
many businesses are really have been that this long and had this longevity. So we feel very fortunate about that. 1903 was the first Spokane Indian season in this community, and that's significant. And so we've been able to have a history of baseball where generations and generations and generations of families have been coming out to the ballpark. So that's special.
That is great. And the season is quickly approaching here in a couple weeks. So when does the season start here?
So officially June 14th is our first game that is on the road. And so people can listen to the radio broadcast of the game, follow along on the internet. But the first home game is June 21st.
June 21st. So really just a couple weeks away, though.
Yeah, just a few weeks away. Avista Stadium is where we play and is right at the Interstate Fairgrounds. And has been a great facility for us. We've put a lot of capital back into the facility with our title partner and with the county, and it's never looked better. So every year we're doing things to fix it up and make it look nice, and it gets a fresh coat of paint, and it's the family destination that people are looking for.
Absolutely. And it's kind of a great summer excursion, an event to take the family out to go to a Spokane Indians game. There's a lot of Spokane Indians pride here in the community, which is pretty neat. But talk about some of the themes, the promotional themes of the games this summer, because like you were talking about, there's pretty much a theme for every game this summer.
There is. We have 38 home games at the ballpark in the summer. So we have 76 games total that the players are involved in, but 38 at home. And so every night there's a different theme, if you will. But some of the traditional ones that people have grown accustomed to here in Spokane, obviously the fireworks nights are our big nights. Our family feast nights where we have discounted food items. We have Bark in the Park, and we have Princess Night, and we have all these things that are family-oriented promotions. Those are the ones that that people like to come to. And every Friday, Saturday night, there's a high demand on our tickets, and so we'll draw over 200,000 fans to the ballpark this year.
200,000. Wow.
Which will be an all-time record for us in the short season era. So that is our goal. We're confident we're going to get there. Last year we drew 198,000, so we're knocking on the door.
That's awesome.
But we have that 200,000 road mark there, and we know that we can get there. We have great weather in the summertime, great venue.
Absolutely.
Free parking is another one that people really enjoy. When you come out to the stadium, prices are really affordable. And that's how we set ourselves apart. A child can come to a Spokane Indians baseball game for $5, courtesy of Multicare.
Wow.
So $5 to go to anything in this community is special.
You can't even see a movie for $5 anymore.
Yeah, it's so we like to talk about that. We like to back it up with very reasonable prices, free parking, and it's a great family
And so where can people go, to see the themed nights, to see when the games are, to get tickets? What's your website?
SpokaneIndians.com has everything listed there. You can order tickets, merchandise. You can order anything you want from the site, and also has our full calendar of promotional events there. And plus we'll have pocket schedules throughout the community, and so it's easy to track down when the games are.
Right, and so you brought some items with you today that we're going to do a giveaway on social media after the show. But we have some T-shirts, some Spokane Indians baseballs. These are pretty neat, and then some baseball hats as well.
We have Spokane Indians caps here. These are written in Salish, the primary logo of the Spokane Indians. So we have an English version and a Salish version. And these are unique to us and our team, so we want to make sure that people get a chance to win them.
And what is the mascot on the baseball? Who's that? Who's that blue
that
figure?
Is Otto the mascot.
That
is yes, he's very popular. We have 4 mascots at the stadium. As part of the kind of the brand that we have, and he's obviously the most popular one.
Absolutely. Otto, thanks for joining us.
You bet.
And we hope you'll check out a Spokane Indians game sometime this summer. And like you said, their website is SpokaneIndians.com, and you can check that out for more information. That's all for this week's Pulse, and we will be in Riverfront Park next week on the Pulse of Spokane. Bye, everyone.
The Pulse of Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well-Dressed Walrus, and Spokane Firefighters Local 29. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or hear this program again on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com.